Everyone, thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Soma and I'm the host at webinar today. The webinar will be delivered by Asia to Japan. Today we are presenting Festover International Job Fair Information and New Japanese Language Program, presented by Miss Mayuko Sawa and Miss Ruchira Atar. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel. Mashuko and Miss Ruchira, time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So let me just share my screen first. Can you see my PPT, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining our seminar today. My name is Mayu from Asia to Japan, and I am Asia consultant, and today I am facilitating this seminar today. And yeah, in this seminar, I had with me and Mayuko-san and Ruchira-san from Asia to Japan, and also we have two guests. Rafael-san from ITV, who got job offer from Japanese company, and Tutun Sensei. She is Japanese teacher in Pajajaran University, and now she is teaching Japanese to ITV students. よろしくお願いします。And here is what we are going to talk about today. First of all, Mayuko-san will talk about our company and about working in Japan. And after that, Ruchira-san is explaining Fast Offer International Program, which is our program for international students. And after that, we will have a small discussion with Rafael-san about his success stories. And then we have finally we will have an announcement. Okay, so yeah, so next Mayuko-san will be explaining our company first. じゃあMayuko-san、よろしくお願いします。
Recording stopped.
Hi, this is Mayuko, and I will introduce about the Asia to Japan, this company for first of all. And this company has been held in 2017, and we introduced international talent to Japanese companies. And we help students gain better opportunities and through supporting their Japanese language learning, and also setting job interviews with Japanese companies, and also reducing the time and work for students who want to apply for Japanese companies. And the next is about the working in Japan, and how many of you are interested in working in Japan? And do you have any images or ideas about working in Japan? There are many beneficial points for international students to work in Japan. For example, the global experience. Our Japanese company have been trying to become more global by recruiting people from outside Japan. So the global, if you work in Japan, you have many global experience. Also, Japan is third largest economy, so you can learn new and advanced technologies in Japan. And also there are also many beneficial points, for example, good living environment and food diversity and four seasons and long vacations and many holidays. And also Japan is very convenient. We can see these points if you work in Japan. And before we come in, what all international students to do for job interviews in Japan, I explain how job interviews usually look like for Japanese people. There are these points. First of all, we write resume with purpose of applying for the company and about your company and PO and your goals. And also we submit the resume to company and we attend several seminars at the time and applying for several companies and going through the same process for writing to each company separately. And after the applying, we wait. There are many multiple rounds, and we wait. And after job interviews, we wait time for results. And also, the job hunting is very competitive for Japanese students. And when doing job hunting, there are a few difficulties experienced by our international students. These are the points. Are there some which you have experienced? As the unique point of job hunting in Japan, it requires deep understanding for jobs and also the company itself. So it is a very unique point for Japanese job hunting. And also for international students, the language skill, the Japanese, especially Japanese speaking skill, are very important and very necessary points. And among these, A2J, we are trying to solve the problem in purple through our FO FASTOFA international program.
Yeah, thank you so much. So like next, Ruchir-san is going to explain about our program, FASTOFA international program. So yeah, I will hand it over to Ruchir-san. よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。So I will just share my screen. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen, and I am going to talk about the Fast Offer International Program. So now that you have learned what type of company Asia to Japan is, I want to explain to you guys about the Fast Offer International Program. Okay, so if you can see on your screen, there's something called as Study Go Work Japan, and then there's something called as Fast Offer. So you might be wondering why do we have a program with two different names, right? So Study Go Work Japan is the previous name of the Fast Offer International. The idea behind the whole thing is very simple. You study Japanese, you go to Japan for interviews. Once you get selected by a Japanese company, you work in a Japanese company. So it is a very, what you can say, like a very straightforward process. And because we wanted to take the process to the next level, so it not only means to study, go and work, but our company will be like your fast pass to a Japanese company or working in Japan. So if you have heard about the Disney's Fast Pass or like a Universal Pass for the USJ studios, so that is what we are aiming for when we introduce the program to the students. So for the Fast Offer International Program, when you hear about just say study, go work, it's pretty difficult to imagine what type of work actually goes into it. So this is in general what we aim to achieve in all universities, just like yours. So so we are taking a program, language program in your university. So how that will work is we go to a university, we look for the students who are interested will take part in the Japanese language program. Once you study enough Japanese, and we are pretty confident that yeah, you will be able to pass the interviews, you will be going forward for the online or the interviews with Japanese companies. Nowadays it's online. I'll explain more in detail when we go to the slide, but usually students would come to Japan and actually take the interview. So it's a good chance to see Japan as well. Right. So when I mentioned about the language lessons or the Japanese language classes, this is what I meant. Can you spot your university in this whole thing? You can send your reactions as well. So let's just look for your university. See, there it is. So we have a program in your university as well, but there are so many other universities taking part in it. This is where I come from, India. Okay. Oh, that's enough of the laugh reactions. Okay. But yeah, this is where you are right now. Okay. Hi. So when I was talking about the language program, this is what I was referring to. So you can learn Japanese in the university, and once you study enough for the interviews and you're pretty confident that yeah you'll be able to crack it, then you can participate in the interview event. You will be taking interviews, like getting interviews from Japanese companies. And the thing is, before you go for the interviews, right, you will be getting help from us as well. So there will be people like Kawai-san who would be helping you out, or even Mayuka-san who will be talking to you about the interviews, how you should be, answering all the questions. So there will be mentoring sessions as well. You can just scan this QR code to get to know more about the whole program, or you can scan it at the end of the program as well. We'll have another slide with the QR code. Isha. So now that I've said that, okay, you guys can come to Japan for the interviews, blah, 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 blah. But how does it go exactly? Like you come to Japan and you don't enter the interview room, right? What we do is basically for us, what you can say, the background of the whole thing is we select the students who have been selected by the Japanese companies. Then the students who have been selected by 3 or more companies can come to Tokyo. So once you come to Tokyo, you will, have a nice orientation, get to know about the company, get to know about people, who are there for the interviews with you. Because okay, thinking about it this way, right? There are people who you may think of as rivals when you're giving the interview for the company, but if you do end up getting selected together, you guys are working together from the next day. So it's a good chance, to get to know people who will be maybe working with you in the future too. Then you go for the interviews. In Japanese companies, usually you have about 1 to 3 interviews. So it will be like a first interview, second interview, or even a third interview. And once you're selected, it's time to say bye bye, because then you will be coming back to Japan with more luggage, more suitcases to stay here. So we'll have a cute little farewell party, and then you can go home. So these are just a few of the students who have gone through the whole process. And then, we do end up taking photos like this, when they've all dressed up pretty nicely in the company suits, or sometimes you see some tired faces at the airport as well. So it goes both ways. So I wonder if you can spot few of your alumni as well from here. Do you guys know someone who, may be in your university? Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so because of pandemic, this is how the system is as of now. So you register for the program. Once your Japanese language classes are done, you do an online session with us first. So you talk to us, then you tell us about the company that you are looking for, and then what type of jobs you're looking forward to. Then we create a small little, like a PR video. It's a pretty cute, like a 1 minute video, where you talk about yourself and the project that you have been doing in your university. Once we get through all the submission of the PR video and the documentation, and you go through mentoring sessions with us as well as some other industry experts, you are ready for the job interview. So once you give an interview and when you pass the interview, you land up in Japan. So this process right now is completely online because of Corona. But once everything calms down, hopefully we'll be able to see you guys in Tokyo, in like in real life. But until then, it will still sadly be online. And then, so if you're wondering about what type of job you would be doing in Japan, because that's of course important, right? You wouldn't just want to go there for any type of job. You would want something which you like. So these are just few of the companies who have been taking part in the Fast Offer International program. Um, for me, I would say that what you can say, the biggest charm point of these companies is that these services are something which you see every day in Japan. So if you recognize just a few of these, like what you can say, like the Japan Railways or even the KDDI, so these companies, you see them every day. So it's pretty cool to work in a company, where so many people are using your service. Are there any companies which you guys recognize, which are famous in Indonesia as well? You can just send your reactions. I'll figure it out through the reactions. Oh yeah, there. Okay, so there are few companies that you guys know. Honestly, I don't know what to make out of the laugh reaction, but okay, I'll just guess that yeah, you did recognize. Hi. So before we move on to the next one, do you guys have any questions for us? You can send them in the Q&A, and I can have a look at them once everything is a little bit more complete. Okay, all right. So I'll just move on to the next one, but I'll be sure to answer your questions at the end of the whole thing. So when I say that you are going to give interview with the Japanese companies, it is of course going to be pretty different from the Indonesian companies, right? So what exactly are Japanese companies looking for when they go through so much trouble to get international students? Okay, so I know it's a lot of writing on just one slide, but bear with me. So in general, Japanese companies are looking for skills that are needed within their company. So this will be tested according to your technical ability. So you can have pre-interview tests. You can have what you can say, like a final year project submission. So where they'll get to see what you have submitted during your final year or what you have been studying until now, and then they can figure out how exactly it matches to their company. Then you have the personality. There it Your personality is mainly seen through how you go for the interview or the type of answers. So many times the interview questions may not be completely related to the technology part, but more about you yourself, about how are you finding these things. I remember being asked, what are the few things that you're afraid of when coming to Japan? So and I was the one person who said, oh, I'm not afraid of anything in Japan. Like I didn't know that they ate whole fish in Japan, which is the which is the point of problem for me. I cannot eat fish with head attached to it. I didn't know that back then. I just told them, oh, I'm not afraid of anything in Japan. So mm, please do try to find out some points which you may have a problem in living in Japan. Then they may think about the potential, about how long you're thinking about working in a company or how long you're thinking about doing a job. Because to be fair, there is what you can say, some people may want to do some jobs for a certain period of time. After that you may want to move to another type of a job category, so they're also looking to check in that. The one good thing about Japanese companies is you can shift departments. If let's say you join a department, it doesn't mean that you will be stuck in the a department forever. You can be shifted to other departments as well, depending upon your intelligence. So that is also something which is pretty good and not considered by so many companies abroad. And then the last one is something called as Shibodoki. Shibodoki is basically Japanese companies trying to measure how much of an interest you have in their company. So it's well, according to Indians, it's the most opposite way of thinking. Like for me, I would have asked the company, okay, why are you selecting me? Like I would want, I can see some people agreeing with me. Okay, wouldn't that be the case for everyone? You would think that, why don't you tell me, huh? But no. So when you're giving interview for Japanese company, yes, you have to answer the Shibodoki, or why exactly are you, what you can say, looking for that company? Why is it your number one preference? That they are not mine. But okay. And so when I said that Japanese companies are looking for your personality, this is what they mean by personality. Not exactly what you like or dislike per se, but let's say like how much of a team player can you be, how much of an extrovert you are, or how much of adaptability you have. Some of these things are very necessary in some departments. For example, if you are working in departments such as sales or marketing, it would be very important to be a team player or to be an extrovert, or have an adaptability so that you can counteract to the questions from clients. There are some cases where if you are working in business strategy, you may require to be a problem solver. So these are the type of things that usually the hiring managers are looking for. Okay. And then these are few of the questions that are asked to us by almost every candidate. So the first one is, when will I start work? Which is well, a fair question, right? You want to know when you will start working. Now in Japan, for almost all Japanese companies, there are two periods where you can get hired, which is the April or the October. Now both of these periods, Japanese companies tend to take in candidates, which means you will have a influx of people sending in their resumes and the shibodoki and everything. So we tend to make this process a little bit easier. Our interview events are held every month, so you will be able to give interview almost every month, and your joining will be either in April or October. I would wish for you guys to join in April because the sakura are really beautiful, but October is also a pretty good period. You'll get to see what is called as momiji, or the maple, I guess, and it's
Yeah.
really pretty. So then this is about the average salary. The salary depends upon, of course, what your job profile is. So it's a pretty difficult question for me to answer just right now, like, oh, this is how much your salary will be, but this is the average in general. Then do I need to speak Japanese? Yes, of course. Why not? If you go out in Japan, in places where there are little bit less number of foreigners, you will discover that you do need some proficiency in Japanese. And I would say if you speak Japanese, it's a very good deal, because I have seen so many Japanese people getting more close to foreigners who can speak Japanese rather than foreigners who don't speak Japanese. So it will be a good chance for you to learn so many things. And it's always fun talking to the old people in Japan, because well, Japan does have a lot of population who are in their older ages. It's fun. You will be offered so many things. I have gotten tissue papers, chocolates from just random Japanese people passing by because they saw me speaking Japanese. So it's a good deal. Then housing will be provided depending upon the company. Most of the companies will help you out in finding a house, because well, if you're coming to Japan for the first time, it's pretty difficult. The rent part, the contractual part is pretty hard to read as well. Even I don't understand some of it, so you'll definitely need some help. And is this a permanent job placing? Yes, you will be on almost on the same level as a normal Japanese person. So it's not suspicious, is all I want to say. Okay. Now I'll just stop sharing the screen, and if you guys have any questions, just put it in the Q&A, and I'll try my best to answer. Okay, can someone from outside of the university join the program? Yes, yes, you can. You can join, no problem. As long as you are fitting in the criteria of the whole program, then yes. I have a JLPT N4, and I'm in computer engineering, but I'm from India. Oh, I didn't know I would find Indians here. What? But yes, I know front end and back end development. Can I apply for the program? Yes, yes, you can. Depending upon your JLPT, you can apply, of course, but we'll need to check your speaking skills as well. So make sure that you're prepared before the online session. Try to practice as much as Japanese as you can. But yeah, yes, you can apply. Okay, I don't see any more questions. So, oh,
Yeah.
here comes another
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. You still have another question.
I have graduated in 2022 with master's degree in computer science with N3. Oh, that's good thing. That's good thing. You should apply. Totally apply. Technically, what do we have to prepare documents? The program is free of cost, so you can apply for free of cost. The interviews will be done free of cost, and if you have a chance to come to Japan for the interviews, it will be of course free of cost. If you have a chance to come to Japan directly when you get selected by the company, it will be all paid by the company. Like, I don't think you'll get any better deal. Even I came to Japan for free through Asia to Japan. Very thankful to them. So that's a good offer, honestly. Okay, I have a JLPT N3. Can I start applying for job directly? Yes, you can. But first, we'll have to go through your documents, see what type of university you're working in. So it's a process. We first go through your documents. If your documents are all right, then you move on to the next stage. So it will be like any other, when you apply for any other career program, it will be in the same way. Okay, there is someone who has graduated just this year and has passed JLPT N4 and N3 results. Is there a chance for me to join the program? Yes. For diploma candidates also, yes. And what level of Japanese is needed? Um, it would about be for N4 to N3 level as long as you have the proficiency. For the, I know there are so many other questions popping up, so we'll try to answer them through the Q&A, and I'll pass on the button to back to Kawai-san. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ruchira-san. I hope that everyone like now have the clear idea about like working in Japan and our program as well. And yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Let me just share my screen again. これ見えますか？あ、not yet. 今大丈夫かな？ Yes, thank you so much. Okay, so next, let's talk with Naitesha. So Naitesha means the one, like people who got job offer from companies. And today, like we have a special guest, Rafael-san. So Rafael-san, like he is master student in ITV, and he joined our Japanese language program last year. And successfully, he got job offer from Japanese company. And today, I hope that like we can ask some questions and have like hear like more about like his success stories today. So, and today, Mayuko-san is going to ask some questions to him. And actually, like Mayuko-san had like Mayuko-san and Rafael-san had like online practice session a lot, and like Rafael-san like practice Japanese with her a lot. So I hope that yeah we can like ask the sessions as well. Yeah. Okay, so じゃあまゆこさん、じゃあこのセッションお願いいたします。
はい、ありがとうございます。Okay, so this is Michael, and first of all, Rafael-san, could you tell yourself to everyone?
Okay, so maybe I should self-introduce for a bit. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this session. So my name is Rafael Stevenson. I'm a final year master's degree student in Institut Teknologi Bandung, maybe majorly the same as all of you. And I'm majoring in aerospace engineering from the Faculty of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering. I'm from Medan City in Indonesia, and I joined the study Go Work Japan of 2021 batch 4, which was around August last year, where I started my Japanese language course from the program provided by Asia to Japan. And around June of 2022, like last month, I went to Tokyo for a job interview for an engineering consulting company. And finally, I'm glad that I got a job offer from them. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the first question is, please tell us the reason why you joined the Asia to Japan's Japanese class. Is there any motivation?
Yeah, so one day I saw like this kind of session, but it was last year, the same as the condition as now. So the first time that I saw the Asia to Japan or Study Go Work Japan program that provides especially free Japanese language lessons and also provides the participant to have interview opportunities to work for Japanese companies in Japan. And being interested to start my career after my university graduation in Japan made me apply for the program. And the application process for the program was quite straightforward, as Ruchira-san shared just now, and quite easy to do. And after that, I was being accepted to the program. So we had free Japanese language lessons for almost 1 year, that beginning from the very basics of Japanese language up to quite an intermediate or maybe quite a little bit advanced level. And finally, we were trained for a Japanese company interview. And the courses was very helpful to upskill our Japanese language skills and to learn more, especially about Japan and Japanese culture, to prepare us to work in Japan. And also the Japanese language sensei of the sensei, also Tutun sensei that is here today, always encourage us to learn and made the learning process quite enjoyable. So the study group Japan quite provided us with conversation class sessions, especially that time with Mayuko-san also as a Japanese native speaker. That was quite helpful. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, so ah, and the second question is like, why are you interested in Japan and working in Japan?
So actually, it is quite a personal experience story for me, but I believe that everybody who are interested to work in Japan has their own story. But maybe I should share a little bit. So since I was a child, like almost every technology product that was popular and high quality in Indonesia was from Japan, such as cars, motorbikes, computers, air conditioners, televisions, cameras, and so many other products. So looking at this in Indonesia made me quite interested and tried to learn more about Japan. So like 7 years ago, I tried an opportunity to join like a 2-week study tour to Japan, and I visited Japan. And when my time was in Japan, I was quite fascinated by how technologically advanced Japan was. And since that time, I became quite more interested in Japan's culture and way of thinking. So from the experience, I quite of promised myself that one day, if I have the chance, I would want to work as an engineer in Japan, so I could take part in quite an advanced technology in innovative engineering solutions to improve people's lives, maybe. Yeah. So,
Oh,
I,
thank you. Like, as a Japanese, I'm very grateful for
I,
your comments. And also, do you have any difficulties or hard things starting learning and improving your Japanese skills?
okay, so I think one of the difficulties when learning the Japanese language was that as an Indonesian, I mean, we are not really familiar with the kanji characters, where in our daily life, we usually mostly use romaji to communicate, and to actually remember what we learned in the class, we need to frequently use and practice the Japanese language. So the hard thing is that it does need extra discipline to learn and practice Japanese language. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I,
So we prepare the Japanese speaking session with me. So like if
yeah.
you if you guys have if you want opportunities to speak and improve your Japanese skills, please.
Yeah. So the session was quite helpful for us to use our knowledge in real life. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So next question is, how do you have any different points about job interviews in Japan and in Indonesia?
So maybe the point that I mostly notice is that Japanese companies tend to find people that share the same mindset as the company's values or maybe philosophies and personalities that fit how the company operates. As on the other side, as mostly in Indonesia, I think most companies, the technical skills maybe come first as a priority. So it's quite different in that kind. And so for Japanese companies, even though technical skills are also important, but they tend to look at the applicant's mindset and personality first that fits the company's expectations, maybe regarding their technical skills, even though it's quite important. And another one is that like changing jobs between companies. I think it is quite common in Indonesia, but in Japan, it is not very common, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Thank
Yeah.
you. And next question is, how did you feel about having the final interview in Tokyo?
Regarding the final interview, when I first
Mm-hmm.
got the offer for a final interview, especially going to Tokyo itself, I felt really grateful and maybe I could say happy that I could have this chance. And along with my grateful feeling, I was also quite nervous that time that I want to go to Tokyo and I should prepare myself as best as I could to pass the final interview. Yeah, and it was a very good experience to actually see how Japan is and feel and try to be able in Japan, like how is Japan, how does Japan operates, like to see what's the difference from Indonesia. Yeah, it was a good experience.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Do you have any tips on preparing for job interviews in Japan?
Maybe first, I think we should always learn about the company that we are going to apply for. So we should know about what the company does, what are their products, and how are their values and philosophy. What kind of person are they looking for? So that's the first thing, I think. And the second one, I think that being able to communicate well during the interview is very critical. So we should prepare ourselves for Japanese interviews. Firstly, by learning the Japanese language, of course. And the second quite important part is to actually how to answer well in interview and to know that there are some kind of interview etiquettes that we should know about. Yeah, I think those.
Oh, thank you. Like the Japanese job interview. Job interviews in Japan is a little like a formal
Yeah,
compared to Indonesia. Mm.
yeah. There are some like etiquettes that we should know that are different from Indonesia, I think. Yeah, that is common in Japanese companies. Like, yeah.
ありがとうございます。
は
Thank
い、あり
you.
がとうございます。
Is there any comments or questions? If ITV students have, please type on the Q&A space.
Yeah, we would like to prioritize the questions to Rafael-san for now. So like if you have any questions to him, please leave a comment. You can you can give us comment on Q&A if you have. Mada nai kana?
ないです。
Okay, so we don't have question to Rafael-san yet, but okay, let me ask a question, Rafael-san. Okay, so like I understand that you were interested in like working in Japan like before, since a little, but like you like before us learning Japanese with us, you did you like have any like did you take any like Japanese course, or you just like started learning Japanese with us?
Okay, so actually in my case that I told that I have joined a study tour, like it was a long time, like 7 years ago. At that time, I already tried to learn some basics and tried the Jlpt or Japanese language proficiency test at the N5 level. So when I joined this program, I was about like, at least I could read hiragana and katakana and some kanji at an N5 level. But I believe that whoever that, even though they haven't have any experience learning Japanese language, I believe if they work hard, I think they could keep up with the program.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, we got a question from that I don't know who it is, but how is the first year experience, Rafael-san? First year experience.
First year of the program, is it?
I guess so. I think so.
Okay, maybe I will share about the first time I joined the program. I think that okay, I think the participant was a lot, and I think like, okay, we will try to learn together. But as time goes by, the Japanese language quite started to get to an intermediate level, I would say. And so for those who didn't quite dedicate himself or herself to the program, quite felt that it was hard. But so I think that the first impression is that I want to work in Japan. If I set that target in my mind, I think, and work for it, I think we could achieve it. Yeah, the first few programs was like the sensei was very helpful. That the sensei helped us, like any questions that we have, the sensei always explain it clearly and make us interested to learn more. So even though you are still not sure if you want to work in Japan or not, if you try to apply for this program, there are quite much benefits in this program. Yeah, to learn Japanese language especially. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
まゆこさん、他に質問があるかな? Any other questions to Rafael-san?
No, no,
I think I can, if there is still time, I think I can answer a few from the open Q&A. So here, I think Irfan asked about how long does the program takes and start from the Japanese language learning until first. So it's when my case, it started about August and it ends at around June. So like around May and June. Around April, we will start to learn about Japanese interviews. So it was like from August to around March, we learn about purely Japanese language and conversations. And starting from April, we focus more on Japanese interview sessions. Yeah, so it takes around 1 year until we could try to apply for companies. And maybe I think there's more 1 minute, so I could try to answer one more. So it's from an anonymous. Did you also dedicate some of your time outside the Japanese course for this? Okay, so yeah, so actually the courses were very clear. Like the sensei will explain everything very clear. But of course, outside of the sessions, we should like dedicate a few times for us to maybe memorize some Japanese vocabularies, to repeat the grammar over and over. Because if we couldn't remember today's lesson, we could not quite like continue or understand the advanced level if we don't understand the basic level. So if you practice a lot, it will be very easy. It will be easier for you to keep up with the course. So yeah, as you said, I would recommend for you to maybe spare some time outside the course to like learn by yourself more. Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Thank you for
thank you
Rafael-san.
very much for the questions.
Okay, so this is finished. The Nightingale session.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayuko-san and Rafael-san. And I hope that like everyone like gets to know about our program itself and how the job interviews in Japan is. Okay, so again, let me share my screen. And yeah, so Rafael-san's like story is just one of our examples, and we have so many students who got like dream jobs in Japan. So like if you are interested in like knowing more about student success stories, then please scan the QR code in the bottom of the slide, and yeah, please check it. Yes, and finally, let me just let me just give you like some more information about our program. So like we like Ruchira-san has already gave you presentations, but like we usually have a job fair events every month, and for those who are graduating before 2023 August, you can apply for our job fair program now. And it would be nice if you have Jlpt skills, but still, like if you have like Japanese conversational level, then you can still apply. So you don't worry. And after the registrations, we will go through your resumes, and yeah, we will contact you for the further processes. Yes. And next, let me give you more information about the next Japanese language program for ITB students. So now we have like one more guest from us, Tutun Sensei from Pajajaran University. She is teaching Japanese language to ITB students. So I hope that like she will explain a little bit about the course. トゥトゥン先生、インドネシア語で大丈夫ですので、今回、
はい、わかりました。
どんな授業をしているのかというのを、はい、少しお話しいただけますか？
今よろしいですか？
はい。
そうですか。はい、はい。Thank you very much, Kawai Sang. Good afternoon, everyone. Selamat siang. Minasama konnichiwa. Perkenalkan, saya Amaliatun Saleha, tapi saya biasa dipanggil Tutun. Dan saya menjadi salah satu pengajar di program bahasa Jepang untuk Asia to Japan. Mungkin programnya sudah berjalan cukup lama, sudah 4 tahun ya, sudah batch keempat. Tahun ini mungkin akan dimulai batch kelima di September sampai Juli 2023 begitu. Jadi mungkin di sini juga sudah bisa dilihat oleh Anda semua bahwa durasinya itu mungkin sekitar 10 sampai 11 bulan begitu ya, dengan waktu 300 jam dan diadakan 1 minggu 3 kali, yaitu hari Selasa, Kamis, dan Jumat begitu. Dan sebenarnya saya akan berharap banyak yang ikut begitu ya, karena program ini betul-betul disponsori secara full begitu ya oleh Asia to Japan, sehingga Anda semua bisa ikut pelatihan bahasa Jepang untuk persiapan kerja di Jepang ini secara gratis begitu. Jadi silahkan mungkin di sini kalau memang ingin bekerja di Jepang, kemudian mempersiapkan kegiatan tersebut dengan belajar bahasa Jepang, menurut saya program ini sangat baik. Dan mungkin tadi yang sudah seperti dijelaskan oleh Rafael Sang, kita belajar dari basic level to mungkin pre-intermediate level begitu ya. Dan pre-intermediate ini mungkin lebih diarahkan ke arah wawancara kerja begitu. Jadi pre-intermediate ini juga agak membingungkan, pre-intermediate tapi sudah masuk ke intermediate juga lah. Jadi agak-agak memang cukup ketika kita sudah mulai fokus pada pembelajaran interview preparation, mungkin memang akan lebih levelnya naik begitu ya. Nah, jadi bagi saya diharapkan kita bisa bekerja sama-sama begitu ya, dan mudah-mudahan tahun ini bisa lebih banyak lagi yang ikut program bahasa Jepang dan terus ikut sampai selesai begitu program. Thank you very much for your attention. どうもありがとうございました。
はい。哲也先生、ありがとうございます。Unfortunately, I don't understand Indonesian, so I didn't like understand what she said, but I hope that you are now interested in like joining our program. And as you can see, like here is a requirement. So so you are bachelor's or master's students in ITB, and you are majoring in engineering or IT. And also you will be graduating 2023 or 2024. This is the reason why we are looking for students who are graduating 2023 and 2024 is because as you may know, like in many of Japanese companies start recruiting students before their graduations. So if you want to work in Japan right after the graduation, then you need to get job offer just before the graduation. That means before having interviews, you will need to get Japanese language skills. That's why we are looking for students who are graduating 2023 and 2024. Okay. And yeah, so if you are interested in our program, language program, please scan the QR code and by 23rd August. And also, we are still planning, but me and our CEO, Sanpei-san, our CEO of Asia to Japan, are going to visit Bandung next month. Yeah, for the promotions. So yeah, we will announce. We will inform you later once the detail is once the schedule is fixed. So yeah, I hope that we can meet offline. Yeah, next month. Okay, so that's all from us. But yeah, we still have time, 6 minutes. So let's move on to the Q&A sessions. So, Ruchida-san, can you help me out?
Yes. So I have been answering few questions over Q&A. I'm just sending answers. Don't mind my spellings. Okay, I'm really bad at spellings without the autocorrect. But okay. So yes, so there is someone asking how long does the program take, starting from the Japanese learning until the final or the first interview. That totally depends upon you in a way. So if you do have some amount of Japanese proficiency, then it will of course be a little bit of a less time. If you are starting Japanese from scratch, it will take a little bit more time because you have to go through all the how to learn how to read Japanese, write Japanese, speak Japanese, and then you move on to a level of fluency where you can give the final interview. So yes, it may take some time. For on an average, any candidate may take about a year or so Especially when you're a student, it's like if you're in a final year, then you can just study along with your university, and that will be much easier.
Mm.
Okay. So, except Japanese language, do we need to have good technical IT skills? Yes. Yes, because if you're looking for a technical job, then of course you will need the IT skills. Japanese, one really good thing about Japanese companies is that
Mm.
they don't expect you to be like a complete perfect form of yourself when you join the company. They know you're a learner, they know you're just out of the college, so, or the university, so they don't expect great things out of you, but it's always good to have your basics down, so
Mm.
you would have like some idea about what they're teaching to you. So you will need some, like what you can say, like a certain amount of good technical skills where you're able to understand what you're doing, so that it will be helping you out.
Mm. Yeah. Let me add some comments on that question. Like some IT companies are like requiring like coding tests. So like it would be nice if you like prepare for that. I mean, like if you, it would be nice if you are like familiar with like taking coding tests or coding contest. That would be nice. Yeah.
Okay, I am a new student in August. Can I take language class for student exchange activities in future? um we
Means
don't have any student exchange activities from our side, so it would probably be something out of our program, I guess. So I am not sure whether we will be able to take part in the program or not. So because in the end the program is for students who are aiming to work in Japan rather than the student exchange part. So it, I am not exactly sure that you would be filling out the requirement or not.
mm,
If you want to go for a student exchange program, there are several other companies, or I think even your university will have a student exchange program once the pandemic has calmed down a little bit.
mm,
What minimum JLPT level can one say they have achieved after completing the program? For the language program, it depends upon you about how much of a class that you're able to attend and how much of
mm,
the JLPT exam or the Japanese language proficiency test exam you are able to undertake. Usually, we aim for about a N4 level of on paper, like a certificate program, but it would also depend upon you. If your proficiency is better than N4, then I don't think you need to worry too much about the actual JLPT level. The good thing about Japanese companies is that they focus more on your practical skills rather than the skills that are written on the certificates. So it will be a good chance. Kawai さんが取りたい何か質問がありますか？
Hi. Okay, so question from no Faru-san. So I came from chemistry background. From ITB. Is there any chance for me to join the program? So yes, you have a chance to join our program, like for chemistry students. But like if you are in masters, then the possibilities, like yeah, you will have more opportunities. But for bachelor student in chemistry, like not so many of our clients company are looking for these kinds of fields. So students in these kind of fields. So yeah, we cannot say yes. But it's not 0%. Yeah. Okay. And
How about this one? How many process is there for the interview? Are Japanese jobs more general or specialist type?
Ah,
This is very interesting because, okay, so Japanese
okay.
do have two different styles of jobs which I have seen. One is a general job and the other is a specialist type of job. For general job, it literally says like just general business administration, and it's like, what am I supposed to do when I join the company exactly? So that is also, so they have general jobs as well. They have specialist job as well. When it's a specialist job, you will be asked questions in interview according to the same thing. So if they're looking for like a more specific set of skills, they will ask you, or you will have coding related things depending upon that. Is there something else you would like to add to the question, Kawai-san?
Not really. I think it's okay. And I think it's already time. So I'm sorry, like for those who cannot, that for the question we cannot answer. But yeah, like you can like ask questions, to support Asia to Japan's email anytime. So yeah, let's end our session. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining our session today. And ラファエルさん、トゥトゥン先生、マヨコさん、ルチアさん、ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much, Miss Mashuko and Miss Ruchira. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.